recent years, ESP has been gaining popularity in American society.
Since the recent downfall in the American economy, millions of Americans have tried to find solutions to their problems.
One of these solutions is seeking the advice of psychics who claim to possess extrasensory perception, better known as ESP.
To learn more about this phenomenon, let's turn to our pioneer reporters, Autumn and Christine, who are now with experts on ESP.
Hi, I'm Autumn Boyle, and I'm reporting live from PUC campus. And my first question for the psychologist is there any actual evidence that supports that ESP exists?
Hi, my name is Inigo Garcia, and I'm an expert psychologist on the subject of ESP. Regarding the question given to me by the news reporter asking, is there any scientific proof that ESP actually exists? The answer to that question is no. There is no scientific proof that ESP has actually exist. There have been many experiments conducted to try and prove that ESP exists, but all of them have been a failure. One of the most recent experiments was given by the U.S. government called the Stargate Project. In the Stargate Project, the U.S. government would give coordinates to remote viewers. With these coordinates, the remote viewers would have to try and visualize specific things that were going on in those coordinates that were given to them by the U.S. government. They would have to try and visualize things like things that were going on in those specific coordinates that the U.S. government couldn't see physically. Sadly, in 1995, the Stargate project was discontinued because the remote viewers were not giving valid information or visual information that actually helped the U.S. government. So this just proves that ESP does not exist.
Hi, my name is Christine Katakutan, and I'm reporting live to you from PUC campus, and today we are going to ask our psychologists to help us evaluate and determine what we believe in for ESP. And the first question that we have today is that based on movies such as The Dead Zone, Stir of Echoes, and The Butcher's Wife, does social media play a big role in how people believe in ESP?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Christine, for that question. My name is Chelsea Pachlabar, an expert psychologist on ESP. And regarding that question, yes, I do believe that media plays an important role in sending out ESP to a lot of people, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people believe in it and actually mistake it for something else. Television shows, movies like The X-Files, Medium, Fringe, they portray ESP as part of our everyday life, and they have certain movie plots that encourage the belief in a wide range of paranormal activities, and they show a lot of those stuff on television. And not only that, but also the internet features a lot of the superpower stuff, and they also promise to develop and enhance our psychic abilities, which is not actually true. And for some reason, like all these producers and everything are like targeting young kids because they tend to be the range of people who are most likely to believe in those stuff. So like when they grow up, they keep those in their minds and engrave it in their minds, and they tend to believe, like, when they get older, that those things that they saw when they were kids are actually true. So like, not everything on television, besides the facts, or not even those things, can be really true, and not everything that everyone says can be trusted. So in order for you to get all those necessary facts, you have to search it up for yourself and discover if it's actually true or not, especially the things regarding ESP and psychic abilities.
The next question that we have for our psychologists is that millions of people call trained psychics and ask them for advice. And the question is, are they just really helping the individual, or are they taking the money of the American people?
For me, I personally believe that it's not actually a real bad thing to call and maybe just ask for revelations about your future. But then, for example, these Miss Leo's psychic hotline, they charge individuals for like $4.99 per minute, and their goal is to keep you on the line for as long as they can so that they can charge you more. And while I do believe that they're actually giving you a lot of advices and they're helping you, what I do think is that if they really wanted to help you with everything that you needed and with all your questions, they wouldn't really have to charge you that much if they wanted to help someone who was in need. So like, though it may be good some way, it can also be bad in another way, because we're not even sure if what they're telling us.
Our next question for our psychologists today is that people dream or think of certain things, and then the next day those events happen in reality. Is this just a coincidence, or is this related to ESP?
I do believe that this is just merely a coincidence rather than it being related to ESP, but then a lot of people mistake it because they assume that the coincidence is so incredible and out of the ordinary that it must be ESP. People also tend to underestimate how often these things occur under chance alone. The emotional impact of this unexpected coincidences is one of the reasons why people nowadays, a lot of them, believe in ESP. And yet we tend to also underestimate how probable most coincidences are, and that's why we attribute false significances to certain events. Let's say you have a friend that you haven't seen for a long time, and then one night you just saw her in your dream, you dreamed about her, like getting reunited with her, and the next day you just get a phone call from her. Because of that incident, a lot of people would say, oh, this is related to ESP because she kind of predicted what was going to happen. But let's say another example, you have an uncle that in your dream you saw him get into a car accident and eventually died. The next day you saw your uncle and he was perfectly fine. So since that thing doesn't really relate to what you thought it would be, it didn't really stand out in your memory, and they are more likely to remember and attach special significances to occurrences that fall into the category of the paranormal, even though they're not really real, or they might be due only to chance. Because of the timing of your friend's call to you, it grabbed your attention and it stood out in your memory, and you just forgot about all the other stuff that happened that weren't even true. So that's why a lot of people mistake this stuff, but it is supposedly considered as a coincidence rather than it being related to ESP.
Hi, I'm Autumn Boyle, and I'm your on-field reporter, reporting from all over the world, live.
Hi, my name is Christine Katakutan, and I am your on-field reporter for today.
Thank you, Autumn and Christine.
Although there's no scientific evidence regarding ESP, you might not want to dismiss it entirely.
Well, you've heard it. Thank you for tuning in live to PUC News.